right, let's talk about tiny guns. Pocket autos are getting all the spotlight these days, sure, but for a whole lot of folks, when you say pocket pistol, they're still picturing a good old snub-nosed revolver. Now, I get it. Some of you are probably thinking, revolvers? Grandpa, is that you? It's the 21st century, right? We've got these fancy polymer-framed subcompact semi-autos everywhere. But hold your horses. Guess how many gun companies are still cranking out compact revolvers built for saving your bacon? A bunch. And there are a couple of solid reasons why. They're dead simple, and they just work. That's music to the ears of grizzled gun guys and gals, and even folks just dipping their toes into the shootin' world. So, let's peek at what's out there, and I'll toss in a few nuggets of wisdom, the good, the bad, and the ugly, of using these little snubbies to defend yourself. Smith & Wesson J-frames? Man, these have been go-to carry pieces for donkey's years. Why? They're like that old pickup truck that just keeps running. Low maintenance, man. You ain't got to baby 'em with constant oiling or picking lint out of 'em after they've been riding in your pocket for months. And here's a neat trick. If things get really up close and personal, you can press that muzzle right into a threat, and she'll still go bang. Try that with some autos, and you might just get a click. Take the Model 340 PD. This ain't your average plinker, it's a premium piece. We're talking a fancy two-piece sleeved barrel, a frame made of something called scandium, sounds like it's from space, right? And a titanium cylinder. The specs are what you'd expect from a classic Smith snubby, a 2-inch barrel, just over 6 inches long, overall, holds 5 rounds, and has synthetic grips. But here's the kicker. It weighs a measly 11.8 ounces. They call it airlight, and they ain't kiddin'. This thing is so light, paired with that short barrel, it just vanishes, no matter how you decide to pack it. That bright green fiber optic front sight, your eyes will pick that up faster than a free beer at a BBQ. And thank goodness, the way it's set up gives you a hint of a square post-sight picture, which actually helps you shoot decent groups with the little fella. One thing about J-frames, though, that trigger pull is heavier than your mother-in-law's fruitcake compared to most semi-autos, especially those popular striker-fired ones. But you know what? A lot of shooters actually like that. Adds a bit of an oops buffer, if you catch my drift. Plus, that scandium and titanium combo gives it a cool two-tone silver and black look. The 340 PD eats 357 Magnum, which means 38 Special is on the menu too. Now 357 out of a short barrel is going to give you some serious flash and kick, kind of like a surprise party you weren't ready for. But hey, options are good, right? Next up, let's jaw about the Lipsy's exclusive Ruger LCR in 32H and R Magnum. Now, the 32nd H&R has been making a comeback lately. Folks are realizing it's a trusty little round for these small, lightweight wheel guns. This LCR comes with Hogue Tamer grips, good stuff, and tips the scales at only 13.9 ounces. Ruger says this setup keeps the performance you expect, but cuts down the felt recoil by a good 30 to 40% compared to a similar-sized 38 Special. I've shot a few 38 snubbies that felt like catching a fastball with your bare hand, so anything that tames the beast is welcome. Ruger's got this patented doohickey, a friction-reducing cam that makes the double-action trigger pull smoother than a politician's promise. That makes it comfy for pretty much anyone to shoot. This little guy holds 6 rounds of 32 H&R Magnum. But wait, there's more. It'll also happily chew through 32 Smith & Wesson long or even the standard 32 Smith & Wesson cartridges. Talk about flexible. It's got a bronze anodized aluminum receiver that, combined with the black wheel, gives it a classic sharp look. Honestly, it's a looker that appeals to guys and gals alike, and no sharp edges to snag on your holster or dig into your side. I gotta admit, I wasn't a huge revolver fan for years, but this specific LCR kind of changed my mind. Seriously, if you see one, give it a look. You might be surprised. All right, if I had to pick the best pocket revolver, the Smith & Wesson M&P Bodyguard would be high on my list, and here's why. It's chambered in 38 Special, so you're getting that serious stopping power Smith & Wesson is known for, along with their legendary reliability. It's a sneaky little thing, easy to hide, even though it's a bit chunky for a revolver at 14 ounces. You'll definitely want a good holster for this one, but with a barrel just under 2 inches, 1.9 to be exact, and an overall length of 6.6 inches, it can still disappear into a pocket. The trigger? Double action only, like most revolvers you'll find for this purpose. But it's a smooth double action, which is a big plus, especially if you're new to wheel guns. You get a black ramp front sight and integral rear sights, pretty standard for hitting what you're aiming at around the 10-yard mark, which is plenty for a defensive gun. Personally, I dig the hammerless, snag-free design. Nothing to catch on your clothes when you're in a hurry. And the cylinder release is ambidextrous, so all you lefties out there, Smith & Wesson hasn't forgotten you. You can find models with different grips, basic one-piece gray plastic, other synthetic ones, or even a Crimson Trace laser grip if you want to get fancy and spend a bit more. All of them hold 5 rounds. But that stainless steel cylinder and smooth trigger, those are the key ingredients for a top-notch pocket revolver. Surprised to see Kimber on a revolver list? Yeah, me too at first, but then I actually got my hands on one of their K6s revolvers. Let me tell you, Kimber really put some thought into what makes a good concealed carry revolver, and it shows. These things are easy to keep hidden, but not so small that they're a nightmare to control. These snub-nose heaters are the whole package for folks who carry. And bonus, they're pretty easy on the eyes. Almost a shame they're meant to be hidden away most of the time. Kimber says their 2-inch barreled K6s is the lightest 6-round .357 Magnum on the market. Don't let lightest scare you off, though. It still weighs a solid 23 ounces, so it soaks up a good bit of that 357 recoil. And don't let that extra round capacity fool you into thinking it's bulky. It's still plenty easy to tuck inside your waistband or a big pocket. Part of that is thanks to some clever milling on the stainless steel cylinder, keeps it feeling almost as slim as a 5-shooter. The K6s has a sleek design, which means less chance of it snagging if you need to draw it fast. That concealed hammer helps too. The trigger on these is also top-notch. It's a light 9-pound break for a double action only, and once you get some practice in, you can run it pretty quick. Oh, and one more thing that earns the K6s bonus points in my book, Actual Front and Rear Sights. Makes a difference. As for models, the basic stainless is your most affordable entry. But if you want to add a bit of class, the DCR version comes with some nice rosewood grips, and there are other flavors available too. You can't have a revolver roundup without a Colt, can you? And right now, Colt's making 2 stainless steel .357 Magnum King Cobra models with 2-inch barrels that definitely fit the snubby bill. Think all stainless steel and a grip that feels pretty close to full size. The King Cobra is a surprisingly polite shooter. With a little practice, you can get fast and accurate with this thing. Part of that is the weight. It's a hefty 26 ounces unloaded for a 6-round revolver, which helps soak up recoil. But that trigger deserves some praise too. Yeah, it's about 10 pounds, which sounds like a lot compared to a pistol, but it's responsive. It's got a full lug under the barrel, which protects the ejection rod from getting bent if you're knocking around with it. And those Hogue overmolded grips with finger grooves? They really help you hang on to the gun. Most folks will probably appreciate the bobbed hammer on the double action only version. Less to snag. But if you're one of those guys who just has to have a hammer spur you can thumb back, they make a carry version with one. Now, and I say this, risking the wrath of die-hard Colt fans, the cylinder release isn't the most intuitive if you haven't used one before. You gotta pull it backward. It's not a deal-breaker once you get used to it, but it's different. Taurus has been a go-to for folks wanting a .357 Magnum carry revolver that won't empty their wallet, and they've brought the Model 650 back into the spotlight. The new one keeps the features and the size that made it an easy pick for people needing a dependable .357 pocket gun that's budget-friendly. Plus, they're even offering it in a 3-inch barrel model now, which is new for the 650 line. A little extra barrel can give you a bit more velocity and a longer sight radius, which never hurts. The Taurus 650 plays nice with a lot of accessories, like popular 5-shot speed loaders and holsters made for similar 357s. That makes it pretty versatile for any revolver fan. You can get it in stainless steel or a black finish. The black ones are listed around $455, and the stainless will run you about $470. Not bad for a 357 workhorse. For concealed carry, if you want something that looks like it, beamed down from a spaceship, and is about as small as revolvers get while still being a fully featured firearm, check out the Diamondback SDR. The 9mm version of the SDR holds 6 rounds. Yep, a 9mm revolver. It's got all the stuff you'd expect from other well-known double-action revolvers with a swing-out cylinder. It has a traditional double-action, single-action trigger. The double-action pull is smooth, between 9 and 11.5 pounds, without that annoying stacking some triggers have. And the single-action pull? Clean break at about 3.5 pounds with no take-up or creep. Nice. It comes standard with a fixed orange fiber optic front sight and a dovetail fiber optic green rear sight. Good visibility there. The grips are Hogue Combat style, black rubber with the Diamondback logo, and some pebble grain texturing for a good hold. All this is packed into a solid stainless steel frame, cylinder, and a 2-inch barrel. One thing that really stands out on the SDR is the polish job. It looks almost like fine nickel plating. Pretty slick. The whole thing weighs in just over 21 ounces. Diamondback even teamed up with TK Custom, so the gun ships with 3 TK Custom moon clips right in the box. If you're running a 9mm revolver, moon clips are your friend for fast reloads. Straight out of the box, this thing is a solid choice for concealed carry. Lipsy's got together with Smith & Wesson, and they're calling their creation the Ultimate Small Frame Carry Revolver, the Smith & Wesson Ultimate Carry J-Frame. Bold claim. They built these on the popular Smith & Wesson 642 and 442 models. What makes it ultimate? Well, it uses a black serrated Novak-style notch rear sight and an XS tritium front sight. That tritium front sight is going to glow in the dark, making it super easy to see and aim, even when the lights are low. That's a big deal for a defensive gun. It also has what they call a high-horn VZG-10UC grip, which is designed to be comfortable to shoot and easy to hide. They've also improved the trigger, making it easier for shooters of all skill levels to put rounds where they want them. It's got a no-lock airweight frame, keeping it light at only 16 ounces. You can get them with black and black cherry Vi ZG10 grips, or stainless with black and gray VZG10 grips. Both versions come chambered for 5 shots of 38 Special or 6 shots of 32 H&R Magnum. The asking price is $759, no matter which flavor you pick. Bond Arms? Their whole deal is making some of the smallest, most powerful handguns you can find. And their standard frame stainless steel guns definitely live up to that. We're talking dual barrels chambered for some serious thumpers like 357 Magnum, 10mm auto, 44 Special, 45 Colt, and even 4 10-bore shot shells. Yeah, a pocket shotgun kinda. As small and punchy as they are, that all-steel construction and those big bore swing-up barrels can make them a bit chunky for pocket carry. So folks asked for something slimmer and lighter, and Bond Arms listened. Enter the Double Barrel Stinger Series. The Stinger Rough Series has a 3-inch barrel assembly and is stainless steel, but the frame is about half as wide as the standard ones. That brings the weight down to 16 ounces. And get this, the barrels are interchangeable. Bond Arms offers them in 380 ACP, 9mm Luger, and 38 Special. Looks like a 327 Fed Mag option is on the way too. That's a lot of versatility in a small package. It ships with rubber grips and some ultra-thin polymer ones too, so you can pick what feels best. And the price starts at just $279. That's pretty tempting for such a unique little blaster. This little guy, the NAA Sentinel, is something folks have been asking North American Arms for. It takes the cool tactical look of their Pug revolver and mixes it with the easy reloading of their Sidewinder models. Smart! The NAA Sentinel comes in 22 Magnum, but you can also get a 22 LR conversion cylinder if you want to shoot cheaper ammo or just prefer the 22 long rifle. Options are always good, especially for practice. Specs-wise, it's stainless steel, built tough, and holds 5 rounds. You can choose between dot-style front sights or tritium ones depending on what you like or what you need it for. That black pebbled grip gives you a good, secure hold, which is super important on a tiny gun meant for concealed carry. These little 22 mags can be surprisingly barky, so a good grip is key. As a revolver guy, I gotta say, the rising cost of ammo these days is a real kick in the pants. That's where something like the Taurus 692 really shines. Its interchangeable cylinders make it incredibly flexible for defense, and this executive grade treatment just takes it up a notch. This ain't your average gun. The Model 692. Executive grade can handle 3 different cartridges, 3 5.7 Magnum, 3 8 Special, and 9mm. How cool is that? To pull this off, Taurus ships the 692 with 2 unfluted cylinders. Each cylinder has the parent gun's serial number and its chambering laser engraved right on the side, so you don't mix them up. Being able to swap calibers is such a big deal for their tracker family that Taurus even designed the frame with a quick-detach plunger system. Swapping cylinders is dead simple, takes less than 10 seconds. Bam! New caliber. Being part of Taurus's premium line, the 692 executive grade gets some special attention during manufacturing. That means you're getting a revolver with a nicer fit and finish. You can really feel it in the action and see it in the smoothness and consistency of the trigger pull. Unlike the regular 692 tracker models, this executive grade version has a fancy satin stainless finish, a brass front sight, and comes with wide hardwood executive grade stocks. That's grips for you newcomers. It even ships in a practical hard-sided gasket-sealed locking case. Talk about feeling premium. I really like the gun's sleek look, how rugged it feels, and that smooth double-action trigger. And man, those handsome Altamont grips, along with the gun's ported barrel, make it comfortable to shoot, even when you're running hot Magnum loads. When you're talking revolvers, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better bang for your buck. All right, folks, that's my 2 cents on some of the slickest snub-nose revolvers kicking around today. If you've got a favorite snubby that I missed, go ahead and drop it in the comments. I'm always eager to hear what you all think.